That's how bad a guitar can sound when it's out of tune. Even if you're an absolute beginner, playing the guitar will not sound good unless it's in tune. So here are my top 7 tips on how to tune your guitar and make it sound its best. Tuning by ear is a great skill that every player should end up learning. However, when you first start out, you may not be able to hear the notes accurately to be able to tune by ear. Up next, my top 7 tips. Okay, tip number 1, know the notes. The notes on the guitar are from lowest to highest. E, A, D, G, B, and E. Yes, there are 2 E's. A lot of times people will use sayings to remember the notes. Popular one, Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. There's also every apple does go bad eventually. If you have a drug problem, every acid dealer gets busted eventually. Alright, tip number 2. Sharp is above the note and flat is below the note. So when you're using the tuners, these things up here, to tune the strings, go figure why they call them that. If you turn them one way, they're going to make the note go higher or sharper. If you turn it the other way, it's going to go flatter or lower. On an acoustic guitar like this, where you have 3 and 3 on each side of the headstock, 3 tuners on each side, it's going to be the lowest E is going to be first, A, D, switch sides, G, B, and E. Tip number 3, always tune up to the note. If you are sharp on the note, on the E for example, you don't just want to lower it down to the note and leave it there. What will happen is the string will get caught on the nut, it won't pull back all the way, and then once you start playing it will end up going flat. It'll be out of tune. Tuner sensitivity varies quite a bit between guitars. Typically the nicer guitars are going to have a more sensitive tuner and you're not going to have to turn it as much. Tip number 4, always tune it twice. Once you tune it up once, it's going to change the tension on the neck and it will probably throw off the strings that you have already done. So once you go back the second time, it kind of fine tunes it, makes the tension proper, and is going to stay in tune much better. Tip number 5, the note will change slightly over time. When you first pluck the note, it's going to be just a hair sharper. If you give it just a half a second, then it will settle down into its vibration. If you wait too long to try to tune it, it's going to go a little bit flat. So the best tip is to give it just a half second and then tune it right then. Also, you need to be hitting it with a moderate volume, with moderate plucking. Don't pluck too hard, don't pluck too soft. Tip number 6, when tuning the guitar, you get the bottom note first as the E. Once the E is in tune, you can hit the 5th note on the E to get your A for the next string. Compare those two. 5th note again on the A string, the 5th string, to get the D for the next string. Again, the 5th on the D string will give you the G. Now here's where it gets weird. It's the 4th note, 4th fret on the G string to get the B. And then we're back up to the 5th fret on the B string to get the high E. Tip number 7, kind of the cheater tip. Use a clip-on tuner. I have a little one like this. Makes it real easy. You still have to know the notes, but you don't have to listen for the notes. You can just pluck them and go by what the tuner tells you. Right in the middle shows you're right on the note. That A is a hair flat. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you get your guitars tuned properly. Thanks.